A little bit of small talk on a crafty hand placed just below your navel. A little bit of Pinot Grigio left on the left of the table. My fingertips run wide down the side of your neck and land to the left of your dress label. You might call it playful, but I call it a move to make you unstable. See, if I can get a metaphorical hand on your mind and a metaphysical hand on your thigh, I can get a very physical hand on your spine. A little less Pinot Grigio left on the left of the desk. A little less dress left on the cleft of your breast. A little more breath leaving the flesh in your chest. Your heart's racing. And I know this might sound tasteless, but my mind's already painted you naked.
Creative soul is creative soul is
creative soul.
Guys, do you think in today's society people can be truly sexually liberated to do whatever they want sexually, or are there limitations?
What truly is sexual liberation?
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
sexual liberation.
Like, I'm married. I feel like I'm sexually liberated right
with your
now.
woman?
Like,
yeah,
I feel like I'm
so
sexually free because I don't even I don't really think about sex on that. I don't wake up thinking, oh my gosh, am I gonna have sex?
Like a girl, for example, a girl who goes on a porn shoot or something like that and says, I'm doing it because I'm in control of my body and X, Y, Z. That's her argument. However, on a generalisation, society is still calling you X, Y, Z. It's not necessarily what she's wearing.
No, absolutely.
Because like, I like a chick in maxi dresses.
That but it's show. It shows.
So it's a different. However, a chick with her chest and cleavage out.
This is it.
Doesn't really crack it for me because that to me is normalised now.
You know, like if I walk around topless, doesn't mean I'm sexually liberated. It means that I think I'm wedged and I've got muscles and I think I'm sexy, but it doesn't mean I'm sexually liberated.
Okay, for instance, when you see a woman wearing certain things, like basically next to nothing, you immediately think of something sexual to do with it.
No, you know, because I'm married, you know. Like,
okay, so what do we define sexual liberation as then? Being able to sleep with whoever you want, however you want, whenever.
I think that's how I think
it should be.
I think that's sexual awareness though.
That's sexual awareness.
Sexual self-awareness. Whereas liberation, I see liberation as just freedom in expression. Like, if a person was constantly making sexual music, but it was like sensual sexual music, I'd say they were liberated because their personality is extending. It's like an arm. That music is an arm. You're pushing that kind of mindset onto other people, isn't it?
What you're saying is an Adidas sign. We have the 3 lines.
Wait, let him go. Let Tiny do this.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So you've got promiscuity, you've got sexual liberation, and what was the last one? Self-awareness?
Yeah, sexual awareness.
Sexual awareness. They can either, one person could be in one lane, another person could be in another lane, another person could be in another lane. A person could adopt all 3 of these lines and blur all of them. For me, that's a mindset. I think like this whole sexual liberation thing, it's the way you think, innit? It's like it's not about what society told you to do or how you should dress or how you should feel or how many people you're sleeping with. It's a mindset. If I know that I blur all 3 of these lines, I'm gonna run with it. And no one's gonna tell me different. But in this situation, it's just a case of making people aware of those singular lines and what they represent individually.
As separate entities.
As a society, people blurring it and saying, yeah, I'm confident in my sexuality. I'm sexually free. I'm liberated. But do you understand what these 3
actually mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. We use a lot of things in the wrong context. We don't really understand what we're saying. We're just talking.
When people think of sexual liberation, they think promiscuity automatically.
That's
the issue.
Would sexual liberation have the confidence and being able to sleep with each other hand in hand? Is that what liberation would be?
That's
the confidence with the fact that you could sleep with anyone you want.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of girls, they dress a certain way, but they may not be confident when it comes to sex and stuff. So they can dress kinky, they can dress in a way that makes a man think, okay, I want to sleep with you. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, they're inexperienced, they're not confident. So people have these facades, you know what I mean? So what is sexual liberation? Is it the image, or is it like
The mentality of it.
A woman will be saying she's sexually liberated, she wants to sleep with. However,
That's why
you might say, yeah, you know what, fair enough, that's sexual liberation. However, she does it one time, gangbang.
There used to be a time where you used to think, oh, if a girl's sleeping with bare man, she's a slag. But if a guy sleeps with bare girls, he's a G. Do you know what I mean? Now I've grown old and I started to realise that if a girl wants to do her thing, let her do her thing. Like it's just her, like it's her life, innit? She can do what she wants. And I think growing old made me realise that double standard is something that happens a lot. No, I wouldn't.
Why not? Ask your question. Why couldn't you pursue a girl who's split with 32 guys? Even you can do it. She can't. Like.
Because you can beat 20.
I know. Why?
Because I wouldn't want to be with a girl that slept with 32 man. If she never told me she slept with 32 man, but you got a choice. And I didn't know.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? You know, there aren't enough like relationships in the black community, so there aren't enough families together. So like a lot of young black men grow up without a concept of like actually like being in a setting where, you know, there's a mum and a dad, and so in their head that's not real to them. That's not a reality.
Do you know what the biggest, like, obviously we're going in, the biggest thing is, yeah, if you look at the most prominent and successful black men over history, they've all cheated. And that says a lot.
Even Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Why are we more focused on protecting ourselves from pregnancies and not protecting ourselves from any kind of STI or STD? And why do people only ask after we have sex? Why are you only asking after you've already penetrated or you've allowed someone to come into you? Not everyone asks before. Right now, condoms, and besides not having sex, is the only way to one of the only ways to prevent yourself from STIs, right?
Yeah.
I'm with my man. Why am I using? I don't want to use condoms.
That's your man.
So no, but it doesn't. He can still have something. To make sure that your body is working.
STIs, they can lie dormant in you.
So
even after 3 months, I got tested 3 months ago, it was all clear. 3 months later, whoa, what's going on?
That's like every 3 months, every 6 months.
Nowadays, like back in the days, people weren't as aware or like aware physically that okay, we should be tested or we should be checked. People were just kind of, you know, like people that were sleeping around, they were just YOLOing or they were just doing their own thing. But nowadays, as you're getting older, you kind of acquire wisdom, you acquire knowledge. You're reading around, you're looking at these different things or people around you that are either contracting STIs or contracting STDs or just kind of like doing the wrong thing, or what we see in the media, what we see on TV. So now we're becoming more conscious that okay, we should kind of like start taking pride in our bodies, pride in our appearances. We should go and get ourselves tested. We should look after ourselves.
I can imagine each one of our parents would have been like, okay, don't bring a baby home. Don't bring a baby home. Had any of them said, don't bring STDs, STIs.
No one said that. No one said that.
So we're just running with, okay, don't have a baby, don't get anyone pregnant, don't
That's
none of
our
that.
main
But
worry.
we're not focusing on the
health.
others. Yeah, health.
Their main worry is the baby's going to ruin your life because you won't be able to be successful. You won't be able to do all the things you could do if you didn't have a child.
Now, for the majority of my adult life, HIV lasts longer than the 18 years that child's going to be dependent on you. You see what I'm saying? So I would much rather get a girl pregnant, know that I will handle it in a particular way, than have one sexual encounter and from that my life isn't balanced. Like, you see what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I was gonna say, when I was younger, I'd be more scared of the pregnancy than the STDs, the STIs. But now, I'm more scared of the STIs and all that. I'm at an age where, okay, if I have a child, I'll be happy. I don't want one now, but I'll be able to accommodate for it, funding, all of that. So early uni days, you're not thinking, oh, STI, this, that, the other. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I was a little too promiscuous.
A little bit. I think people shouldn't shy away from being honest with what they like or vocalizing what they like, because no one's got time for dead sex.
We need to be aware of what sexual liberation actually is, what promiscuity actually is, and what being confident with yourself sexually actually is.
A child can be a blessing. That's not the worst thing that can come to you from the sexual encounter. I'm not down for just having sex with a girl once, then all of a sudden I've got this incurable disease. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being sensible, scoping your options and educating yourself.
Sexual liberation doesn't mean you're going to sleep with everyone. promiscuity doesn't mean that, you know, it's people's life choices. People decide what they want to do.
We need to understand what sexual liberation actually is and understand what promiscuity is and not merge the two together.
Always make sure that you go and check yourself out. Look after your own health. Don't allow lust or temptation to overshadow what's really important, and that is your health.
When you make that decision as a responsible adult to have sex with someone, then you need to be responsible for what comes next. So, responsible for your sexual health, responsible for any pregnancies that might occur.
Just use condoms. There's nothing wrong with telling your partner or asking your partner to get tested. Just make sure you're both healthy and you're both safe. We're all adults here.
Yeah.
Whether in your relationship, not everyone likes using condoms.
Fair enough.
Bareback is the way.
No, but listen.
I don't even see girls. You got a lot of girls.
Right.
You're just here. You're just like beings. Like, you know.
Do you know what he's saying? Do you know what he's saying? Do you know what he's saying?
What uni did you go to? Artificial. Oh, I know artificial.
Oh, you know it, yeah?
No, I know it.
You can just say.
I just have to nod in the back.
No.
Extra.